day. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your financial market wrap-up, and this is for Wednesday, and we're at the 2nd of December, 2020, 6:40 p.m. Central Time. May have been out of focus on my metal video. I don't know. I thought I had focused the camera. I've refocused it, and I know this one is perfect. All right. The markets are caught waiting to see if Congress can get anything done before they adjourn for Christmas. They're trying to get things done. They passed another bill punishing China today if they don't adhere to what we'll just call standard accounting practices after 3 years for listed companies. We'll see if the president signs it. I would imagine he would. Why would he want to have a veto if they decide to do that as one of his last signing acts? It doesn't make sense. So what's he got to lose? He's punished China all the way through. This is a good bill as I see it. Makes him adhere to other companies in America. Make the playing field level. OPEC, haven't heard a darn thing. It's been very quiet. You know, a lot of traders are trying to figure out what they're going to do. For my money, I stay away. You never know how the market's going to react. Metals getting a bounce as the dollar's breaking down, still having trouble staying under the 91 level. Now, for those of you that look at currencies, I today did a special report on the eurocurrency. It is available on our website. Go to the word research, you will see, and I do video reports. It's over 20 minutes long. I cover in it great detail, monthly, weekly, daily charts, price counts, seasonal charts, and trade recs. So you might want to take a look at that. As we take a look at the metals, as I said, copper's fairly stable, having trouble getting and staying over the 350 level. Bonds and notes, a little bit of a bid coming into them. It's interesting that we watched today Fed Chair Powell, Mr. Mnuchin talking again on Capitol Hill, and they want to see Congress do something to help. We're getting worse COVID numbers, and it's going to get even worse because we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg as people come home on their Thanksgiving holiday. As you look at the S&P 500, you can see the market is up and away, up 28 points so far for the week, and that includes the trade right now. Not quite a percentage point, but still a record high. And when you look at this action, you can see that you're consolidating a little bit, but you keep going higher, and instead of getting more volatile, it seems to be getting a little less volatile. I don't know what that's about. While I have two arrows pointing up, I don't trust my arrows. Whenever I get an outside day down like we had on this day that I'm pointing to right here, and you take out that high, I look for the market to rally, but that doesn't mean that it's kept the swing line up. Whenever I have that, I have a problem with it. So I'll put it there to just be consistent for you, but no, I don't believe that you have the higher high, higher low pattern. I can make an argument you got a lower low and a series of higher highs, and that's where I'd leave that at this point in time. So you're over the 18-day average, which is over the 200, over the 100, over the 200. It means the Bollinger Band's the resistance, and it's right above us at 36.85 and a fraction. That's where I'm going to look for more resistance to come in the market. Are we embedding? So let's go to that. You need 3 sessions to embed. You can't count the day that you're in as embedding because we don't know where it'll finish. It's only an hour and a half into the trade session. So both numbers over 80, but they weren't both over 80 the day before. Today's the big day. Markets typically don't embed. So the fact that you're so up to here wouldn't surprise me that you want to get a bit of a pullback in the market. What about the NASDAQ? How many days do we have of embedding? Again, you can't count Thursday. So Wednesday and not yesterday. Most you could have is 2. You're just overbought and in a key resistance area of the upper Bollinger Band, where I contend the pros typically take some money off the table if they're long. In the Dow, you're still overbought. I don't think the pros are doing anything here. Yes, the trend is up if you look at it in higher lows, but it's not up if you look at what's happened with lower highs. You're doing this. You're coming in like that. At this point, because the market's over the 18-day average, the bias is up, but that overbought, nah, I walk away from trades like that. And in the Russell is still, like the other markets, in good shape, or is it? I don't know. This rules the day. As long as I'm embedded, I'm bullish. Nothing will shake me away from that. But you do have lower highs, lower lows. If you were to lose the embedded reading with that by tomorrow with the red line closing under 80, I would think you'd make a run to the 1790 level, which is about 46 points lower or so. That's a nice move if it happens. Do you sell short for that? No, you're still embedded. So the pros are going to buy until, in my opinion, that number turns back under 80. Their upside target, upper Bollinger Band, the dashed black line. In the VIX, notice what's quietly happening. The market's developing more of a sideways pattern here. Now you have a bearish embedded reading. If it gets lost, it hasn't, but if it were, I'd look for prices to get back to the 18-day average. Now, I'd be watching this tomorrow. The VIX goes opposite most of the time what the stock indices are doing. So that's important to me. Let's assume it drops down and goes to 1972. If you take a look, each time that you've hit that lower Bollinger Band, the market has given you a bounce in short order back to the 18-day average of closes, which doesn't tell me that they buy the futures. A better way to might trade it that I've seen them doing is writing puts. You can figure out which one you want. Your objective's going to be around the 2300. Where are you on it? Now, I'll let you decide what you want to do, but that's what I'd see. In the bonds, still bearish. This market is looking at the fact and building in that first thing, the market's going to get a relief package from Congress. The Fed's going to have the markets back. I want to warn everybody. December 15th and 16th is the next FOMC meeting. I don't know what the Fed will or won't do. They let out Mr. Powell nothing today about what he might or might not do at that meeting. Are they going to target and go out a little longer and target bonds and so on to keep longer term rates down? Don't know, but they're climbing. You also have the same pattern in the 10-year note. So the trend is down in both, and they're not oversold. There's room to go here back towards those old lows that we had. In the dollar index, 2 days under the lower Bollinger Band. While the bears have control of the market with the embedded reading, this is an area where I contend that most people, the pros, take money off the table. And on the rallies, they use that power of the rally to try to sell the short side again. Flip-flop that into the eurocurrency. And as I said, I did a eurocurrency report. We'll come to that in a minute. In the end, the trend is what? Well, it's back to the downside. At least today you closed back under that number. The resistance, or where the pros might be selling short, is here at the 96, let's call it 95.70 level. I don't like the risk factor all the way back up to 96.33. That's more money than I'm be comfortable with it. If it drops, this is the area to look for. There's nothing bullish on the chart, however. It's all a question of how much risk you want to take. In Bitcoin, I don't see anything. Now, I did see the CEO of PayPal come out, and he believes that we're going into a cashless society where digital coins are going to take the day. Of course he thinks that because they're taking Bitcoin and all the other cryptos and they're letting you buy with it and so on. I contend that it'll be a digital currency, and he's right, but one the government can track, not one that isn't traceable. That is the difference that he and I see. He's way smarter than I am. He's the CEO of PayPal. I'm a little guy out there. I think he's right, but I don't think the government will give up their taxing abilities, and that's what would happen with these. Traders don't want people to know that own Bitcoin and a number of these other currencies who they are. Remember that. Digital, when it comes out by a central bank, I agree. Why should we handle paper money? We all have smartphones. It's going to go that route. Everything he says is right. It's the vehicle I question. In looking at the differential here, it continues on. Nobody knows what to do with OPEC, and it starts with me. I have no idea what they want to do. Tonight you're down 34 cents. Today you were up in the market 79. This is all a gamble as to what OPEC's going to do. The embedded reading is still in place, so the chart is still bullish. You got to lose that reading for it to occur. You're not in a trend in terms of higher high, higher low, and there's movement down here into the 45.75 if you can get there. The support zone. You're losing the embedded reading for the first time tonight. If I go to yesterday, you didn't lose it. So on Thursday's trade, you're losing it. But again, OPEC can come out intraday. Whatever they say will move the market one way or the other. Same thing's going to happen here. You're fighting to lose the embedded reading. But folks, You don't know what OPEC's going to say. And in nat gas, they're still not getting enough of a draw. As I told you, the weather pattern is unbelievable. I just saw the 30-day forecast for the Midwest, and it is mild temperatures, not a lot of snowfall. I mean, that's a dream. And we're going to get to our shortest day of the year, in 2 weeks or so, and then we start getting more sunlight. It's just fascinating when you watch all this as to what's going on with nature. Now, as I said, my special report on currencies, I decided to do the eurocurrency because it is becoming the currency that people think might have one of the best gains in 2021. Why? Well, I give you reasons on the monthly, the weekly, the daily charts. I'm then going to carry you in the euro currency into what we'll call the seasonal price patterns. I show you bull years that occur, bear years that occur, and I carry into what the market's looking like now into the beginning of next year. And then, of course, I'm going to give you the price count, and you'll be shocked when you see where that number could go. Pretty big number. So how do you see this report? You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com, under the word research. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great day. I will talk to you all tomorrow.